Hey guys, this is Michelle with Creative Operation, and I have a really cute card project that I wanted to share with you. This was actually inspired by a fold that I saw from the Fold Factory. If you guys haven't seen the Fold Factory, it's a great little YouTube channel where they show different advertising things, different mailers, different things like that. And I've gotten quite a few ideas for making like things like cards from those advertising bits. And so I came up with an idea. Now, the one that I'll link to so that you can see where I got the inspiration was a little bit different than this one. This one kind of, I adapted it to make it more of a kind of a scrapbooky card kind of thing. So I want to show you what I did, and then I'm going to show you how to make it. So this is a tutorial for this card. This is a 6x6 card, and they called it a triangle fold with pocket, and it's really cute. So it did not have a belly band with that particular tutorial, but I'm going to show you how to make one with this tutorial. And this one's a little tight. That's obviously the more you use it, the looser it will get. But I used some leftovers from a design team package that I had from Country Craft Creations. This was an Echo Park fall themed package, and I had some die cuts, or excuse me, some chipboard that I just put on here and kind of layered them. I just thought it was really cute little fall card. Trying to use up some scraps. So then that keeps it closed, but then the card itself, this is the front, this is the back, and then it opens like so. And then what I ended up doing, my interpretation of this was I open up like that and like that. So you have places you could do some writing, you could do some pictures or whatever, and then you have this cute little flap here. So I took a die cut and glued it on two sides, and then added one of the leftover journaling cards, made a flip up here. You could put a picture here, and then I created a pocket down here, and in here I added a die cut and a couple of the cut aparts that I had left over. So this turned out to be a really super cute project, and then it just goes like that, and then it folds over into a very neat, nice square, and then you have your belly band to close it. So this requires a couple pieces of paper, and let's go through what we need. So the first piece that we need is a 12x6 piece of paper. Okay. So on this first one here, what you're going to do is you're going to have a 6x12, and we're going to put it in our scoreboard. We're going to score at 6. Okay. And then what you're going to do is from that 6-inch point to this corner, we're going to line that up, and you're going to make a diagonal score. Okay. Make sure you get it nice and lined up good. Okay, and you're going to score there. So you're going to have a straight score down the 6, and then you're going to have a diagonal score here. Okay. Then the next thing you're going to want to do is grab another piece of paper, and this will be 6.5 by 6. And what you're going to do is you're going to score at 1/2, and then you're going to make another diagonal score. So where that score line is, you're going to score down the side. Okay, so we're going to line that score up where that 1/2 inch is, and then you're going to line up that point, and you're going to make a diagonal score, okay, through that 6 inches. Okay, and then you will need, for the flap, we're going to use a piece that's 6 by 5.5, 6 at the top, 5.5 here. We're going to score on the 6 at 1/2. That's going to create our flap. And then the pocket piece will be 7 minus 1/16 of an inch. Okay, 7 minus 1/16 of an inch. And then 2.5. We're going to score at 1/2. Turn it to the 2.5, score at 1/2, and then turn it around and score again at 1/2 on the short side. Okay, so you'll have the 3 scores here. Now you don't want to score at 1/2 and then 1/2 here, because The reason why we took the 1/16 inch off is because we want to make it fold, you know, fit in the folds. So we want to have that little extra piece off. So that's why you have to score here, turn it, score, turn it, score, so that you have your 1/2 inch marks. And this piece will actually be 6 minus a 1/16 in the middle, okay? And that'll fit in the folds really nicely. Then for the belly band here, you're going to need a piece that's 7 1/8 by 2. We're going to score at 1/2 and at 6 5/8. Okay, and then you will need one piece that's 6 by 2. Don't score that. All right, so let's get this out of the way and let's put this thing together. Okay, so we have our outside piece. Now we're going to make our mountains into valleys. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this over so I'm working on the inside, okay? So you should have a big square here and you should have the diagonal here, and these should be the mountain folds on the inside of the card, okay? Then grab the piece that's the flap, and that's going to glue, or not the flap, excuse me, grab the piece that is the side, and this should have a 1/2 inch score here and then the diagonal score here, and these should be the valley or the mountain. My gosh, I can't talk. The mountain scores, okay? Because we're working, this is the inside of the card, okay? So what we're going to do is fold and burnish that tab, okay? And then we're going to fold that up into the diagonal, okay? All right, and then we will, I got a mess over here. I've been doing kind of a bunch of, trying to get some videos done, and I've got a mess over here. So I'm going to miter those corners. So now we've got this 1/2 inch tab, and then you've got the piece that folds up like that, okay? That'll go there. And then you have this piece here, so we're going to fold it in half. All right, and then you're going to take this piece and you're going to fold it down. Okay, so that's how that should look. So then we're going to glue that 1/2 inch tab right to the edge. And I'm going to turn it so I can see it better. And I'm just going to line that up right here. This was a fun card to do, or to figure out. Now it did turn out a little bit different than what they showed in the Fold Factory. It kind of evolved because I wanted to make it into a card, and I wanted to make it into kind of a scrapbook kind of thing. So as we have it now, we've got our two pieces. This will fold down, this will fold up, and then when those fold in, you're going to have something like this, okay? So just make sure that everything lines up nice and folds down nice. I'm doing this kind of quickly, so I don't know that I got it super accurate, but we're gonna fold and burnish and make sure it lays nice and flat, okay? And you can nudge things just a little bit if you need to. So you should have a piece that will open up like that, okay? So then you're gonna grab your top flap, fold, burnish, miter, all the things. Keep saying we should make a song or something with that. Okay, and then this is going to adhere right in the middle square, right at the top. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Now you'll have about 1/4 inch on either side. Okay, like so. Excuse me. Okay, so there's that. Okay, make sure that's burnished down. So there's the flap that goes to the inside. And then you have your pocket. And again, fold, burnish, and miter. And just remember, this needs to be cut at 7 minus 1/16 inch. And then that way it will fit within these folds here really nicely. So once you fold and burnish. I'm going to miter everything, and I'm going to miter the pockets a little sharply because I want to try to make sure there's not a lot of bulk in the corner, bottom corner of the pockets. Okay, and then we're just going to glue that down. Now I'm going to glue the bottom pocket down first, and then, or the bottom tab down first, and then we can use the tape. And the reason why we're going to use the tape is we're going to cover that tab up so that if we decide not to like add pattern paper down behind this pocket to cover the tab, then our tags and stuff won't, you know, get hung up on that. So I'm just going to grab a little piece of clear Scotch tape and put that down, and then that will smooth that tab over so that when we put tags in, they won't catch, okay? So that's if you're going to just cover this part and the pocket part with pattern paper and not put it in the inside. I tend to like just put it in the inside and cover up all the tabs, but you know, whatever you want to do. And it depends on your scraps too, because if you're doing this as a project to use your scraps, you kind of have to be thrifty sometimes, right? So yeah, you have to do what you got to do. But if you do the tape and then you decide you don't, you know, need to, and you put the paper all the way down, no harm, no foul, right? But if you decide that you don't have enough paper, then, you know, it works out really great. That's basically it. So then that folds over like that. That folds up, that folds down, and it closes like so. And then, okay, so here is my model like that, okay? And then they fold out like this and fold up like that. You have your flap, and then you have your pocket. So that is kind of my version of this triangle fold with pocket card, okay? And then the belly band, super simple. I just fold and burnish, and then the thing that I'm going to do with this is I'm going to miter this, and then I'm going to also put the tabs to the outside, and then that way there's nothing on the inside to hang up on the card, so it's like as smooth as possible on the inside of this belly band. So I'm just going to do that, and then we'll cover it with pattern paper so no one's ever going to see this. This is going to lay right on the inside, and then we'll just glue the tabs down. So I'm going to put a little glue here and glue that down like so. A little glue here. And glue that down like so. And then there's your belly band. And the tabs are on the outside, so they're not going to have anything on the inside to, you know, catch on your card. So that is basically the tutorial. That's how I did it. The pattern paper as far as covering it. So for the triangles, what I did was, you know, when I cover squares and rectangles, I cut it an 1/8 inch smaller than the piece that I'm covering. Okay, generally. So when you do a triangle, what you need to do is you need to cut it at 1/4 inch. So for example, to cut the squares that I needed to cover this and to have the border edge the way I want it, this is 6x6 card, but I'm going to cut my pattern paper at 5 3/4. And then, so if I do a 5 3/4 by 5 3/4 square, and then I cut it up the diagonal, then that'll give you the 2 perfect pieces to cut those papers. And that's what I did here. And that's what I did on the other ones too. So these were all 5 3/4 inch squares that I cut at the diagonal and then used those to cover those triangles. So that's how you do that. And then everything else is just an 1/8 inch smaller than the piece you're covering. Okay, so there's that. And then just decorate to your little heart's desire and use those extra chipboard cutouts to create a really pretty belly band, and you've got a really fun card that's going to surprise folks when they open it up. So there you go. So that is my interpretation of the triangle fold with pocket card, and I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. And I hope you make one, and I hope you like it. So thanks for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you soon with more tutorials. Bye-bye.